Racing with the North American Simulation Racing Association.
The Mania Club Champions of Hope Foundation thrives on the strength of its global community of over 80,000 passionate fans united by a shared love of professional wrestling and a commitment to making a difference. While the foundation was founded to advocate for pediatric cancer awareness and mental health support, it has grown to champion and support multiple initiatives aimed at creating meaningful change in communities worldwide. Through dynamic fundraising events, awareness campaigns, and initiatives that foster connection, the foundation supports causes that uplift individuals and families in need. From empowering children and families facing significant challenges to creating opportunities for hope, healing, and progress. The Mania Club Champions of Hope Foundation is dedicated to being a force for good. This connected and compassionate community continues to inspire action and drive impact, ensuring that hope and support remain at the forefront of all its efforts. Donate today and join the cause at mcchamps.org.
In a distant kingdom, in a magical realm, there lived people who faced dreadful drainage problems on their lawns. For many years, they suffered from puddles and mud in their yards. Until one day, the saviors from TLC Company appeared with their magical shovels and lifted the wet curse from the kingdom's residents. Forget about puddles and mud. With us, your yard will become a genuine fairy tale nook. Call us right now, and let's transform your drainage concerns into a magical adventure. TLC, where every home becomes a fairy tale.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Of the NASRA Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series. Brady LaBeouf will win the championship and the race in the Butt Kicker 250.
Keith Bradley gets his second championship on the Friday Night Series with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series Season 8. His rookie season, he will win the championship for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. A lot of people in the world of iRacing call it Sim City. For tonight, it is the opening round of the inaugural season of the TLC Incorporated NASRA Cup Series presented by Premier Racing Setups. We welcome you to coverage of round number 1 as the quest for the first Cup Series championship now rolls in to the playoffs. We're at the TLC Incorporated 225, the mile-and-a-half beautiful facility out, of course, in Nellis, Nevada. I am Wesley Outland. Beagles Dean Hopton is alongside. And Dean, you gotta love Vegas, man. This is gonna be a fun race tonight. And what track to pick to kick off the opening leg of the playoffs for the inaugural season of the NASRA Cup Series, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Vegas, and Elvis is in the building here this evening, so we gotta get ready for some fantastic show. It's a entertainment capital of the world, isn't it, my friend? So let's see if these entertainers can step out of the shadows into the spotlight tonight.
That's exactly right. You always talk about entertainers and being in the spotlight. All these drivers of the NASRA Cup Series, no doubt, are ready to do that exact thing. Let's take a look, obviously, very quickly at the bracket. Well, first, let's look at the analysis of tonight's event, the stage details. Obviously, 150 laps, 225 miles the distance here in tonight's event at Las Vegas. Stage 1 to lap 30, then a caution. Stage 2, presented by Glass Mechanic, will go to lap number 75. And then there's that 75-lap run to the full distance of 150 to the checkered flag. And obviously, you see 4 sets of tires. No fast repair. Obviously, in 3 attempts at overtime, if need be. The field is rolling. We're ready to give you the starting lineup here as Octavio Rondoletto from Argentina on the pole. Michael Arch making up row number 1. Remember, you win, you advance into the next round. Here we go with row 2. Bo Tiffany, Jackson Wade, Jonathan Cofield, Andrew Alzewski on row number 3. Brian Chu, Justin Clapper, row 4. Brandon Schumann, Bobby Grant, your top 10. Robert Walton and Jeffrey Johnson, the second team, will be the first 12 cars in the 6 rows.
Following into the next row behind them is Matt Holmes, alongside with Fuzzy Mongold. The Mercstar Pookie will be 15th place there alongside Christian Bruce, those 2 teammates now this season. Tony Burlington, or next season, and the boss man Cody Knott will be alongside our redneck announcer Jacob Reeve in the 19th place with Chase Allbright laying up next to him. Dean of Deans, that's the Dean right there, and the number 18 Joshua in the 22nd place, Matthew Garnett in the 23rd, and Jared Poole in the 24th.
And we move on to the rest of the positions here.
That's all we have, sir.
From the 24th position, and I believe that is all the cars we have. A lot of drivers. Obviously, I live in the Carolinas, Dean. We're snowed in right now. Got about 3-4 inches of snow on the ground.
Wow.
Back here at home. So I'm sick of the weather. I'm sick of the cold. I'm sick of being sick or sounding congested. And it seems like old man weather just does not want to go away. Nonetheless, here's the bracket for the playoffs in the Cup Series. And, Dean, it's very simple. Those are your Sweet 20. Even if you're in red, if you have a good night and you win, you could easily advance to the semifinals, to the Fast 12.
That's exactly right. That's playoffs for you, my friend. You've got to just time to make sure that you can do everything right. Try to avoid, obviously, any potential wrecks that could potentially happen there, and just drive. Don't have to win the race, of course. You just have to get yourself a good handful of points there, and you can see a lot of those drivers are very close together on points. So it's you get good results, you're in. Bad results, you might be out.
take a look real quickly at the weather conditions as these drivers are getting ready to come to a start here. There it is up top on your monitor. Little windy, not bad, 8 miles an hour, clear skies. Track temp at 69 degrees, air temp at 68. Perfect night for playoff racing. NASRA Cup Series, opening round of the playoffs here at Viva Las Vegas. We're green as they come to the TLC start. We're racing here at the Sim City. Rondeletto quickly on the jump. He'll get the whole shot. Over Larch, over Tiffany. And Dean, they'll settle themselves in to turn 3 down the Della straightaway off of 3 and 4 to complete lap number 1.
Really making use of this wide racetrack at the moment. There's Octavia right up high against the fence there. Michael Larch down on the inside there. Bo Tiffany, Jackson Wade, Jonathan Coldfield. Got to keep an eye out, Mr. Coldfield. Isn't it of late? He has just been rampaging as these two are battling for P1.
So Rondeletto up high. Larch now on the inside. That's the Pexco entry Ford. Bo Tiffany right there along in the 3rd and 4th position. Wade right there behind them as well. Cofield. And all these drivers working themselves to settle into the opening stage. And right now it is still Larch now to the inside of Rondeletto. Remember, we're looking for lap number 30. And right now, Larch up in front. He's a 2-time winner this year. Battling Rondeletto on the outside into 3 there.
There's your elevation changes you can see from the gyro cam. And at the moment, as Bo Tiffany's tucked in just behind Michael Larch. Octavia's up on the outside there. Jackson Wade a little bit further back. Look at these 3. They're starting to get a little bit of a breakaway there. Jackson Wade's got to get on that tailpipe pretty quickly.
Las Vegas Motor Speedway, a 1.5 mile long shaped tri-oval track. 20 degrees of banking in the corners. 9 to 12 degrees of banking on the straightaway for the front and the back stretch. Track is 2.414 kilometers. As it works their way again back around turn number 4, heading back to turn 1. Larch under attack by Rondeletto as he powers back in his Chevrolet on the outside. Tiffany now looking for a peak on the bottom. Gives a shot to Larch. Going to go 3 wide. Will we? Well, as Rondeletto bounces off the wall. We're still 3 wide going into 3.
Wow. And he might live to see another day on that one there, but certainly scraped off a bit of his advertising on the side of the 84 machine. Still maintains the lead. Still kept that speed up somehow. But I'll tell you what, you don't want to be floating with that fence too much, my friend.
Rondeletto, Tiffany, Larch, Wade, and Cofield. Top 5 as it stands right now as we're single file going into turn 3, Dillanella straightaway.
Save the bees from Bo Tiffany, who's made his way up in a P2 currently at the moment there. So slowly but surely, buzzing his way up to the top.
Rondeletto, Tiffany, Larch, Wade, Cofield, top 5, single file. They're up against the wall as they work their way back into the corner. The smart thing to do, Dean, obviously, is to get up in line, ride and drive in the first stage. Get to about the midway point of halfway, I would say, second stage, and then race really aggressive there in that final 75 laps, because I think that's when we'll start to see that green flag pit stop come into play. Is there you see the distance of the race right here.
Yeah, at 75% fuel capacity, they should be able to go to 30. Please let us know in the chat. We know that we got Jordan out there. How are you all doing? We're doing fantastic. That's our season champion for the Consensus Police Survivors. We'll be kicking back up again, of course, this Friday as well, too. So will Jordan be back in that one? And will he be there to defend his current championship title?
Rondeletto, Tiffany, Larch, and now we have Larch up on the high side. Here comes now Tiffany on the bottom to the inside. Up top, Rondeletto. As they work their way back around the corner, down across the line, down. Remember, you can race below the apron. That is allowed here, Dean, at Vegas. No double yellow line. No against the rules here. So, and look at how fast they've already put 10 laps on the board here. On board, Justin Clapper. Look at the focus. Look at the poise. Look at the drive on the wheel for the man of Justin Clapper working here from Manahawkin, New Jersey.
Yeah, you see how much he swings it across there on that center indicator on the steering wheel. You can see his perspective of it. He's got all the gizmos on the dashboard that's showing up on his screen as he's racing in this view that we're seeing. But he's on the other side, of course, because we're running shotgun. He's on the left-hand side. He's not an Australian, mate. You'd be on the right-hand side if you're driving in Australia. But you mentioned it. Look at that. So comes out there. You get close to that fence, but you've got to get a good exit out of here, and you come back down on the inside apron and get some speed.
Oh, yeah. That's something we'll definitely keep an eye on and watch for sure. As Rondeletto still in the lead. Larch, Tiffany, Cofield, and Wade. Top 5 as it stands. Rondeletto pulls away from even Larch now. The interval almost about 5/6 of a second back to the 2-4 of Larch.
Yeah, you will. Buzzy's in a bit of a group back here currently at the moment. There's Buzzy. And we got Buzz Cam as well too, mate. We got it all here. Remember that with the Nordschleife, as we spoke to him on the stream last week. Got it all lit up red at the moment there. It's fiery. Red makes you go faster.
It's stealth mode.
Either way, go ahead.
It's stealth mode. Looks really cool right now. 13 of 150 laps to the coming to the line. Wow.
Wes. We got Tristan Bruce up there, Brian Chu, Maddie, and Andrew Alasky, all in the mix here, my friend. Tristan Bruce, of course, where's Sharon out there? There is Paul Shazza out there. There's Tristan.
Heard that Tristan Bruce and Jeff Mark went down to Daytona and met each other.
Yep.
Jeff Mark's struggling right now. Jeff Mark all the way back in 24th position. I wonder if that's a strategy right there, Jacob, for right now for Jeff.
It could be. You know, Pookie can get the job done when he gets it runners up the front there a little bit later on with the field. Remember, we do have different types of cars for this fantastic racing cup series. We switch it over each week. So at the moment, maybe Jeff just doesn't particularly like this car. You know, on our schedule, of course, we are in the Gen 4s. And with the Gen 6 last week, we got the next gens next week as well, too. Then we go back to the Gen 6s for Bristol.
Very true. As Rondeletto currently still the man that leads the way. Look at all these cars working their way around the track. Buzzy Mongold, Buck Commander on the inside, right there in that camouflage car. Tony Burleson right there alongside as well.
I believe we got the boss man in here too of this fantastic league. Justin, you got some feedback for us? Or
something? Give you guys a little bit of insight. These guys only have total 4 sets of tires. 4 total sets of tires. So they only have 3 sets laying in the pits. And I know you guys were mentioning Mark just a minute ago. I think he's trying to save a set as a caution comes out, looks like here.
Oh, no.
We called
Burleson and Albright get together, bottom of the racetrack. And our first serve pro caution will come out. So that question, Justin White, is whether you use tires now or not.
That is correct. That is now the choice they'll have to make. Do we use them for the stage win? Does those 10 stage points mean that much, or do you save them for the potential win at the end?
That's something very possible we're going to watch here strategy-wise because, you know, Dean, I kind of hinted on it that as we look at a Pulse Popper instant replay, little contact, and the 19 of Newton just kind of helped. No, I'm sorry, that's Burleson. Burleson into Albright behind Mongold, and there you see a T-bone shot to the bottom of the apron.
If you look at it, Wes,
he launched him all the way to the third turn.
Goes loose. So if you hit the 49, that's Chase. Oh, unless he gets into the back of Buzz, gets loosey-goosey, and then there's nowhere for the 79 of Tony to go. He's just a passenger at that point.
I wonder, though, Dean, it might not be that much damage. Maybe on the front nose of Albright's car, possibly Burleson, right there.
Yeah.
It might not be that badly damaged, though, by these cars. So we'll see here.
They have jumped in to pit road. So you got JJ down here currently at the moment in pit lane. You got Chase Albright, Jeff Merck. No reason why Jeff Merck needs to go in unless he's going to do a splash dash alternative sort of strategy. Chase Albright and Gerard Poole. Now, wondering what the rest of the field are going to do. This is the big question mark, isn't it, that we have. Octavia and all that are still out making their decision, crunching some numbers. that if they're going to use one of those sets of tires, as you remember, there's only 4. And I presume this track is obviously pretty punishing on tires.
So will people come down the pit lane? That is the question. Obviously, so far, the answer survey says Justin White, no, except the top 20 guys in the back. We're going to take a break. Just getting started in the playoffs for the NASRA Cup Series. Back with more after a word from TLC, the sponsor of this race from Vegas.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. So give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon.
The Mania Club Champions of Hope Foundation thrives on the strength of its global community of over 80,000 passionate fans united by a shared love of professional wrestling and a commitment to making a difference. While the foundation was founded to advocate for pediatric cancer awareness and mental health support, it has grown to champion and support multiple initiatives aimed at creating meaningful change in communities worldwide. Through dynamic fundraising events, awareness campaigns, and initiatives that foster connection, the foundation supports causes that uplift individuals and families in need. From empowering children and families facing significant challenges to creating opportunities for hope, healing, and progress. The Mania Club Champions of Hope Foundation is dedicated to being a force for good. This connected and compassionate community continues to inspire action and drive impact, ensuring that hope and support remain at the forefront of all its efforts. Donate today and join the cause at mcchamps.org.
We're back here at Vegas, and we're getting ready for the restart to the TLC 225. Remember, we're in stage 1. First serve pro caution is completed, and they're going to have Dean about 10 laps or so as we come back to the TLC restart zone to get ready to go here for the end of stage 1. So settle in, 10 laps, and I think the idea of track position versus tires that Justin White alluded to before the incident between Pearlson and Albright has been answered, and they care more about track position.
Oh, track position is going to be key at the moment, especially Rondeletto just all the way up there trying to get it out of the way. But remember, he's not in these playoffs at all, so all he's going to do is spoil the party for anybody else, the rest of the field that you can see currently at the moment. And they're scooting on away here, 21 of 30, so not too far to go. We'll scoot through these pretty quickly here in Viva Las Vegas.
On board, Octavio Rondeletto, the showman. And he leads the way. For how long, though? There's been a great battle between those 3 cars up in the front since the start of this race between Rondeletto, Larch, and Tiffany. And add Cofield, Jake, Dean, now to the mix. And I was just going to say, Cofield and Wade, I was going to mention, Dean, are now into the top 5.
Yeah, they are in the background. As we said, keep an eye on Cofield, who's been good, but whether he likes these cars or not, specifically, we know he likes the trucks, we know he likes the next gen. He's got Bo Tiffany up the road, and Joshua Sussett there's going, go Bo! And Bo's holding on to that P3 position. Jonathan Cofield's up that 1 place. Jackson Wade's down. The switcheroo between those 2 drivers. Clapper and old T. Bruce is making a move, mate. Are you going to keep an eye out for that? Yes. 23? He's up 9 now. And on a rampage to go to the front with the Caterpillar livery. But the lap's ticking over. And Octavio still flirt with the fence. So's looked like, was that, I think that was Clapper or somebody in the background slapping with the fence too. Yeah.
Clapper got a good strong run. He's now back to that 6th spot on the inside. Thundering back into the corner into 1 and 2. Up high, Holmes now, the 5 car. The blue and silver machine. Yeah. The 49 North Collision Chevrolet now battles alongside Bobby Grant. Alzewski in front of them, and Mongold watching all this happen now in the top 12.
There's Buzz. He's got a car to his right. And he's well aware of it. He goes clear down on the inside of the apron that you mentioned that you're perfectly okay to do that and allowing enough space. But the only thing is the cars just come up and down and up and down. Look at that 5 right up against the fence again. Matty just loving it up there. But also dangerous situation if you get a little bit too close. Look at that. Nowhere to go. Blocked in. Boxed in for Matty. Further up the field. Caulfield making a run on Bo Tiffany.
Tiffany up high. Here comes now Caulfield on the bottom inside. For third and fourth. Rondoletto now. Leading the way. Large in second. Caulfield and Tiffany right there alongside, door to door. I'll tell you what, Dean, Jonathan Caulfield from Mumford, Alabama. Big Auburn fan, War Eagle. He has absolutely been stellar in the NASRA ranks for the last, 3 or 4 races, it seems.
Yeah, as I said, got to keep an eye on him. He's just picked it up a notch of late there, and maybe putting those laps in, putting the practice in there. But either way, he's found a groove, he's found a rhythm, and he's certainly been rolling with that one up 2 places currently at the moment. So keep an eye out for that. Tristan Bruce now is up 10. He's running at P6, but just with 3 to go, I doubt he's going to be looking at challenging our friend from down in Argentina, who's always giving us a good show, the showman, Octavio.
Yeah, the showman, Octavio Rondoletto, right now, patiently working his way around the racetrack. Hey, thanks for everybody that is watching tonight. Whoa.
It somehow finds speed out of that, isn't it? That was a big tank slapper into the fence. And it didn't even look like it put a dint in the time there because Larch didn't hit the fence. There he hits the fence again, Octavio. I think he doesn't mind. I think it's not too bad. You can see it just doesn't scrub that much pace off. And he's living to see multiple chances to continue.
And believe it or not, Dean, you and I both know that could have been disastrous for Rondoletto. I mean, it might not look like something there, but that car was wicked loose when he came off of that second corner exit.
There's a huge gaggle of cars. You're absolutely right. You'd be throwing blankets over. Blankets, plural, of course, because you're going to need it for all of these drivers, and especially if they're in your neck of the woods too, mate. You keep nice and warm. But this man on the last lap of the stage break, once again, just slapping the fence a little bit, but no problemos, I'd say, for the 84. And should be able to get the stage 1 victory, backstretch.
Top 10 as actually they come to the line for the final time for stage 1, are racking up stage points in the playoffs, and Octavio Rondoletto will be your stage 1 winner here at Vegas. Larch second, Caulfield third, Tiffany Wade top 5, along with Bruce Alzuski Schumann, Mongold, Walton, and a Partridge and a Pear Tree. Top 10 getting stage points. The Pear Tree is kind of 11. He gets 0, none. And Jacob, our buddy, the redneck announcer, Dean, is struggling. He is all the way back in 18th. No stage points for the 57.
Yeah, good on Jacob. I know he's been absolutely exhausted, hasn't he? He's been working some pretty heavy days. Comes home like yesterday, straight into the booth with us to get the job done for Xfinity Series, and probably the similar situation today. Not much time for our man from Rome, Georgia, to get a lot of practice in, but you know he loves to drive. It's the only time he gets to drive actually all week long, and you never know. He's can get into that groove there, get himself up there before. He's had a race win in Atlanta, I believe, too. It was. She loves that Atlanta track.
Yeah, he did. He won Atlanta.
But he hasn't won
right now.
since,
We'll see some pit stops happen here. So,
we'll
yeah. Now I got a feeling, Dean, they're all coming down pit road now.
Yes,
and there you see the verdict. You see everyone pulling in. Yeah, the pace car's by himself.
Yeah. It's an opportunity because, we only had one caution and we happened to have the pictures live on that one at the time. So if we get another good run here for stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic, then, you got to seize these opportunities for a free pit stop for sure, because you might not get another one.
Octavio Rondoletto, the winner of stage number 1, but I do not see him in our box. So we can't grab him for an interview right now.
Oh, he might get beaten off pit road. Looks like somebody only took 2. Caulfield only took 2 tires, I believe. So he takes
somebody
that
else will
position.
grab. Let's check in with Jeff Merck and see how Jeff's doing. Jeff, it's the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy? How was Daytona?
Yeah, oh man, Daytona was great. I had a good time. It was awesome.
Long day. I know we broadcasted it on Motorsports Mania.
Lord, yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was a lot of rain, a lot of cold, but it was a good race.
Jeff, is that a motion rig that you have there? I noticed it moving a little bit.
Yeah, it's a motion rig. Yep.
Yeah. Did you always have that, or was that something new you just
got him some new toys?
No, I've had this for probably going on 2 years now.
I like your 5th different camera angle you come up with now. So R&D is working in your favor, Jay.
Keep playing with it, moving everything around, seeing how everything's working out.
One thing I noticed though, you're in the back. What's going on? Is that strategy, or is your car really off, Jeff?
I don't know if the guys left the plug wire off of it or what's going on. It doesn't seem to be running very smooth, that's for sure. Yeah, they had the hood up there on pit road, so we'll see if they figured out what the issue was.
Yeah, me and Dean were kind of talking about the fact that you were kind of way in the back there at the first stage, and I'm like, is that strategy, or is his car really that bad right now? So,
yeah. Kind of pulling the Joey Logano. I don't know if they put all the plug wires on it, or the box is going bad. We'll see what happens here.
I see you and Tristan didn't kill each other.
Yeah.
So
we saw the photo of you two actually.
Oh yeah, I must try. Yeah,
fisticuffs.
Yeah.
And
we were tongue in cheek. You know how it goes.
It was fun times. All right, Jeff, man, thanks for your time. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll catch up with you soon.
All right, see ya.
There you go. There's Mr. High Limit Motorsports man Jeff Merck, and we get ready now for stage number 2. Remember, this will take us all the way to lap number 75. And as always, stage 2 for NASRA is sponsored by Glass Mechanic here at Vegas, the TLC 225. The field rolls into the restart zone. That is also presented by TLC Incorporated. Get those sprinklers ready to start sizzling. Here they come back to the box. Right now, stage 2, Cofield brings them to green. We're underway.
Absolutely. I wish we could actually change from Geico restart zone to the TLC restart zone on the graphics in the sim, but that's something that we're not allowed to do. But we have it on our top ticker, of course, and thank you for Bob for that. The restart zone as they continue for that stage 2, as you mentioned. Now, Michael Larcher in the lead there. Octavia is battling it out with Caulfield. That took a lot shorter pit stop, so we'll keep an eye peeled on all that.
March with a big launch, pardon the pun, pulling away from Rondoletto. Alzuski now getting some company on the inside by Tiffany.
Yeah, both
Cofield as well falling back there. Here comes the 23 of Bruce now. Here comes Bruce.
Do you think Cofield, by not taking those tires, I think if he only took 2 tires, he's going to struggle a little bit. You can see he's already dropped down to P7, essentially, from that P1 when he came up the pit road. But remember, he is saving it. Perhaps saving the best for later on an alternative strategy, knowing that, when push comes to shove and there's a couple of cautions, people take tires, he's going to have the most grip on the track later on. We heard that, didn't we, from Justin Wyatt, saying it's all about tire management here in Vegas.
By the way, Don Merck chiming in, Dean, and she says we have adopted Pookie Jr. So Pookie Sr. and Pookie Jr.
Yep.
For Tristan Bruce. And right now he's in 5th. There he is, that car, the Caterpillar car. Beautiful looking race car working his way around the racetrack. And obviously we see him now set his sights on Tiffany for 4th. He's up in front. There's your top 5 cars, as a matter of fact, all single file in line, working their way again off turn 4 here.
Yeah, Pookie Jr. Oh, so Jackson Way had a little bit of a tank slapper in the fence, but so far it doesn't look too bad for most of the times we're seeing drivers doing it. Also want to keep an eye on Justin Clapper. He's give us out. He's Cam. We saw him before when we were riding on board with, and as focus and commitment right there for the 63 machine with, of course, the Children's of Hope Foundation sponsorship on that car. They sponsor this series now as well, so good on him. And then there's a Hornet's Nest behind him, mate, or the Dingo's Cave.
Yeah, good solid run right there for those guys.
And Merck's back in this field, but you have to give it to him. He's climbing his way back up here. He's actually back in the place that he started the race in, 15th place.
March, Rondoletto, Alzuski, Tiffany, and Bruce, top 5. That's the way it stands. As we continue to see, boy, a little antsy work very well. Here we go. 19 up high, in trouble. Is that Newton? I think it is. Adam Newton there. That's Garrett. My apologies. It's Garrett's car. Garrett and the 26 now. They flip-flop one another. Gagliano down on the inside. This is 3 wide. Keep it off the wall, and they do.
Yeah, Cody Knott's just in the mix here as well. You can see on that track map, 2 packs are starting to form here. So you have the top 5, Trish and Bruce just on the tail of that snake. And then you got a bit of a gap to go back to Jackson Wade, and he's ahead of this whole series of cars, and that's what the track map is. Maybe there's another little pack starting to split away. Actually, there is, as you can see, as they go down the backstretch. As our leading pack goes into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, what a solid run right there. We're watching them here. Working back around the racetrack is...
And Caulfield willing to give up all those places right now, dropping down to 13th place after that pit stop, but which was the shortest pit stop from all the drivers. Up the front, but Octavio looks like he might be back. Just loving that fence. He hugging it like his favourite grandma. He just can't get enough hugging it. Just whereas Larch is just loving the inside, and Michael Larch has been running down that inside apron most race right now. So 2 different racing lines for these drivers, but they end up side by side majority of the time.
Yeah, really good strong run there. Watching them working back around the track. So we see Rondoletto still holding on to the lead for how long though? As Larch creeping, crawling on the leader's car. Rondoletto up high, Larch on the inside. Tiffany right there in tow as we're single file. Remember, lap 75 is where we will race to in Glass Mechanics Stage 2, and we'll also be halfway in the race here tonight for the first playoff race in the NASRA Cup Series ever in the TLC Incorporated 225 at Las Vegas. There's a look at what's to come ahead. Obviously, Vegas tonight, Watkins Glen. Next week, we're road racing in the next-gen car. Bristol, the first race in the elimination round of the round of 20 to move to the semifinals. It's right now, Rondoletto still in front. Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
Bristol, baby, of course, the Glen. We had a really good Watkins Glen race the other day. We know that it's not a favourite of drivers like our redneck announcer there, Jacob Reeves, and some of the other drivers don't like road courses, but it was a great race. It really was, and every once in a while you get that. I'm not really a fan of the road courses so much in these cars. We're obviously NASCAR cars, but get into it as Octavia gets back in.
Yeah, I'm not one either. Yeah, you're exactly right, and was entertaining though.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we get another one of those. I mentioned deeper into those playoffs. And of course, we have to decide our first 12 first, and then we're going to narrow that down in half in the championship 6. But for now, let's get through one race at a time, Wesley.
TLC 225 is tonight's opener. On board, Justin Clapper. Got a good solid run going for him.
Yeah, it's the hot zone currently around here there, Wesley. Those different packs that we'd mentioned. Got Robert Walton there. You got Dean, Bobby, Chase, all with them. Back up to the fan favourites so far this evening, because we've had a lot of shout-outs there for Bo. And Bo. In that P3 position, just dropped back a little bit there from Michael Larch, and keeping Andrew at bay behind him. It's more about if Andrew's going to be able to keep Tristan Bruce behind him as well, too, because we know that Tristan Bruce has been the biggest mover so far through this field, and he's battling currently side by side. Well, close enough to the 96 machine.
Yeah, very true. As Rondeletto's still continuing to hold on to that top spot right now. Another lap on the racetrack, of course, with Rondeletto in strong position. Larch in second. Well, there's another battle heating up here. Buzzy Mongold trying to set his sights. A couple of Carolina boys on New Jersey's. Justin Clapper down to the inside. How about Justin Clapper, Dean, last week winning?
Yes.
At Daytona. That was really special for Justin Clapper.
Oh, it was a very emotional win for him and well-deserved. So absolutely fantastic, and with that new sponsorship that he has on the kart too, for the Manor Club, and yeah, brilliant performance that we saw from Mr. Clapper. And currently at the moment he is down a couple of places, but remember we got this alternative strategy that's forming up there. We did have that one accident that you saw on your pictures earlier that caused our first and only caution of the race. That's not from a stage break. 100 to go, Wesley, and a few in the stage break. Last mechanic, stage 2.
Yeah, already completed 50 laps of this race, and 25 more will be the halfway mark of the race. So 100 laps remaining. We are in Glass Mechanic stage 2. As we'll go side by side real quickly. Thank a sponsor or two that make it happen for NASRA. As Gagliano and Grant battle door to door going down the back straightaway. By the way, Michael Larch is the points leader as the reset of the playoffs happen. He, of course, is leading over Cofield and Clapper. Bo Tiffany, Jeff Merck. 20 drivers, Dean, in the championship right now as all of this is going on here. 12 advance to the semifinals. 8 will be eliminated in 3 weeks.
You mentioned on the points there, so very crucial, especially for this man as well, too. T. Bruce, he's tied with Jacob currently at the moment, just on the cutoff line.
Remember also that it's a gauntlet. The playoffs is a different strategy than the regular season. A lot of drivers, I think we're going to see a lot more, some patience, some aggressive, and you got a very unique list of racetracks in the playoffs. We mentioned, Dean, we've got Vegas tonight, road course racing at Watkins Glen next week, the only road course in the playoffs. Then we go to Bristol for a grueling 250-lap race at Bristol for the final race in the first round of the playoffs in the Sweet 20. To advance to the round of 12, the Fast 12, semifinal round, those races will be at Darlington, Talladega, and Phoenix. And to make it to the Championship 6 finale at home at Auto Club, you got to be the 6 drivers strategically to get through the semifinal round. So kind of like the Xfinity series of NASRA, Dean, there is no 4 rounds or 3 rounds to the final. Like you see the round of 20, round of 16, round of 12 to the championship 4, like in the Cup Series of NASCAR in real life. You're only going to see the 20 to 12 to 6, and that's it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hopefully my numbers didn't confuse you, did it?
Yeah, it does. It does a little bit because it's you guys only do that over in your neck of the woods. There's nothing like that occurs in Australia or European leagues and things like that. They're just straight over whatever the championship standings are at the start of the season, whatever they are at the end. There are no playoffs, so everybody races all the way through the final round, of course. But just depending on your championship standings, if you're a couple of 100 points down from the leader, then you've got no chance of winning the championship. But you are generally battling it out for what other position you could try to finish at the end of the season. I don't know. I like the playoffs. It's a different format, and it's the way that you guys do it over here. As Gerald heads down for a earlier pit stop, maybe an undercut.
Yeah, pit stops. Gerald Poole from West Virginia.
It's like the pit stop area.
Boy, they
isn't it?
need some
Bowman
brighter
Grove.
lights on pit road,
Yeah.
don't they? That looks like dark Daytona.
It's Bowman Grove, mate. Grey all over it. You can't see anything. I mean, the lights are above them, but they're pointing out onto the track. They're not pointing actually into the pit lane. So, as you can see, they're missing lots of. You know, as a man that's worked in theatre for like 15 years, my friend, my director would murder me if we had characters on the stage with in and out of the spotlight or patchy lights like that. I'd get murdered.
We're all about being entertainers, aren't we, Dean?
Yes.
Entertainers. They need to be entertainers and be brightly lit, too.
Yeah. Ooh, Octavia's still into that fence. I would like to see the right side of the car on that one, but we can't really from any of the angles. But it seems okay at the front there. He's fake painted on the headlights.
Hey, Dean, let everybody know about Motorsports Mania Sunday and Better Health 400 from Atlanta. If you like drafting, if you like super speedway racing, we're going to cover Atlanta this Sunday. It's going to be fun about 3 o'clock Eastern
This
time.
Sunday?
This Sunday
Already?
and Better Health 400. Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that.
Hey,
one,
by the
okay?
way, speaking of Daytona, because, we covered Daytona, did you hear about Chase Briscoe getting busted?
No? For what?
Oh, boy. $100,000 penalty, illegal car, L2 penalty from NASCAR for Chase Briscoe. Remember, Chase Briscoe was on the pole
So
for
they
the,
check all that
500.
until after? So they would have checked that before the race starts.
They check the car. So they check the car, and then they check it for other things. And I think there were some things that were definitely questionable, and they got busted. So, yeah.
Does he lose the position?
Big trouble
points?
there. I mean, they get a points penalty. I think he lost 100 points.
Okay.
Anyhow, Motorsports Mania. We always promote NASRA on Motorsports Mania. Jacob Reeves, Dean, and myself will have coverage of the NASCAR Cup Series round number 2 and the Am Better Health 400 from Fast, Hot Atlanta Fast, Freaky Fast, Atlanta Motor Speedway. I love Atlanta, especially since it's been repaid. Dean, I love
Yes.
Atlanta.
Also coming up on the NASRA network, we've got the Consensus Police Survivors on Friday night. When we get that podcast going again, they will. And Brady has time. We can expect to see pit stops right now, Wes, and we certainly are as they're coming in. That's Jackson Wade and Tristan Bruce on your screen. They're getting their scheduled pit stops done now as well, as you can see a few of the other drivers exiting out of pit road. When is the likes of Octavio, Bo Tiffany, Andrew Olowski, and Brandon Schubert and all that heading to do their scheduled pit stop? Because they're not going to go to
Good
75,
question.
mate. They're not going to 75. Here we go. Octavio in.
Yeah, the leader's in. Octavio Rondoletto, lap number 63 of 150 on pit road. We figured green flag pit stops would probably happen. Last time he came down pit road was around lap 32 at the end of the first stage. And it looks like monkey see, monkey do. Besides Alzuski and Walton, everyone else, Dean, is going to follow the leader, Rondoletto on pit road.
This is where you want to get it perfect here, Mr. Clapper. Pull in. He's going to have his lollipop person out there tell him exactly where to stop, which is right there on his pit stop box. And you got to make sure you tell your engineer as well, too, what you're planning on doing before you head to the pit stop there, because you don't want to make a boo-boo in practically what we might have the only pit stop before we go to the end of stage 2. There's Bo Tiffany in. Oh, I know you're lucky there's ghosting. I swear they should turn that off. He's just cutting in front of another car like that. You're going to have to just slow down and let him out first, and that would cost a bit of time. That's where your pit stop box would be better most of the time if you're at the very back and not the very front on that particular case. He comes back out. Jeffrey Johnson still yet to pit.
So Johnson in the lead now, as there you see Jeffrey Johnson, Jimmy Johns, Freaky Fast, Chevrolet leading the way. He'll have to come down pit lane eventually, the driver from Columbus, Indiana. And when they do, Dean Hopton, if you look at the scoring pylon, obviously it shows how it, of course, rotates right back from the leader to obviously, Rondeletto jumping right back up to the lead again whenever Johnson pulls in. He drops down to the inside of the racetrack. It looks like he's showing intentions of now coming down pit lane. He will, and
here he is.
Here he comes. Yep, here he comes on pit road, and this will now, of course, show you as it cycles back around. Rondeletto right about now.
Bingo.
The new leader.
He was only 4 seconds down the road from JJ before JJ boxed. So that's to show you how much speed he came back out there and how much of a gap he has now. 3-second gap over there to Michael Larch. So after all those pit stops are done and dusted for all the drivers on the field now, this is a battle to the end of the Glass Mechanics Stage 2. And I don't know if anybody has the pace this evening so far to match the showman.
Yeah, man, Octavio Rondeletto in another zip code compared to everyone else as we're down to the final 10 laps of Glass Mechanics Stage 2 here in the TLC Incorporated 225. Only one caution flag, by the way, has halted this race because of an on-track accident. And then the caution at the end of the stage as Rondeletto, Dean, riding the wall with a shower of sparks through 3 and 4. Hopefully he doesn't damage that Chevrolet.
He has been over and over again, but it doesn't seem to be causing him any problems. Maybe that's something that other drivers could take a page out of his book on and start riding that wall a little bit. Because it seems to be no problems. I guess there's probably a little art to riding that wall perfectly so that you do just slap it a little bit there and carry some speed through it. You probably don't have to lift as much. Let the wall do the work for you. But if you knock it a little bit too hard, you put your steering wheel out. And you see Jeff Merck. Cool, calm, and collective at the moment. He's not in his fighter pilot mode just yet because there's no stress really around him at the moment. He's only got Robert up the road and Tony down the road a little bit. So clear skies for Jeff Merck. How's this? This is another driver I wanted to point out there. The boss man, Cody.
Yeah.
Now, he's having a good drive at the moment. He's up 11 places. He's taking his pit stop, remember. He's just down the road there from Justin Clapper. So the 26 having a good run here in Vegas.
Good solid run. Cody Knott right now in 7th position, up 11 spots. The Liquid Death Ford.
Liquid Death. Drink it and all your pain will go away.
Jacob Reeves, by the way, trying to get a lap back. He's on the tail end, getting around Rondeletto. The redneck announcer not having a good night tonight, by the way. A couple of laps remaining for the redneck announcer, Jacob Reeves. He's in 18th, and it seemed like that's where he's been locked at all night long, Dean.
And you see Octavia just riding the wall again. Always riding that wall. Looks like he's always riding it out of turns 2 and 3. I'm quite sure he's doing it so much out of 3 and 4, which you can see in the pictures there. He's not. But I'm just curious, well, right on board with him, if he is going to ride that wall again here, coming up to these turns. Have a look. It seems so, mate. Down the backstretch.
This time, not making a... Well, I mean, he puts it all the way up against the safer barrier that he can, but I think those other times he's hit the wall, he wasn't meaning to do that, but...
No, he was driver. He'll say, oh, it's all perfectly planned. There.
It was all planned.
Whoa,
it was all strategy. There he goes again. Wow.
That's a lick in the fence. That just means he's probably just pushing a little harder than everybody else, which clearly he is, because he's got a 7-second gap to the rest of the field. There is a little bit of a... Matty's caught the back there of Jeff Merck. That's about a 12th and 13th on that one. But we'll keep our eyes peeled on this because Octavia's about to end our Glass Mechanic Stage 2 with another stage win. We can't chat to the Argentine because he's not in any of the channels for us to give him a chin wagon to. Trisha Bruce just got past... sorry to cut you off. Trisha Bruce just got past Michael Larch, who is very, very, very slow heading to pit road. That's a very unscheduled pit stop. We'll see about if that pays off for him later, as we'd expect most of the other drivers to head down into pit road as well. There's our end of the caution. It's a stage.
And remember, Larch can pit because pit road was not officially closed yet. So Larch can come down pit road and have service done if he chooses to. unless there's something going on with the Mantua, Ohio #2 entry of Larch that we do not know about. Unscheduled pit stop, but I got a feeling this is actually a strategic move to try to be ahead of the game of everyone else when they come down pit road, I believe, for the end of stage 2. Remember, Justin White kind of hinted on it. They only had 3 sets of tires. Okay, they used up a set at the end of the first stage. They used up a set a moment ago, unless some just did gas and go. So some might have 2 sets left, Dean. Some might have 1 set of tires left moving into the third and final stage here.
Looking at those pit lane times, they are 30. It's a bit of a spinneroo. Some drivers took about 37. So, for example, this man, Octavia, took 37 seconds last pit stop. Some drivers took 45. So I'm under the assumption they've taken all tires and more gasoline than the drivers that are taking 37 seconds. I need to get the stationary pit stop times more than anything to give us that green indication of, which I'll get that coming up after this round of stage pit stops, which is what we're seeing on our screen. Everybody in, I'd imagine, but those drivers that just took a pit stop before should stay out.
And everybody is on pit road. Larch.
So you see him up in the jacks. They're taking both tires on both sides. So there it is. So it's a 14-second pit stop on most of those drivers at the moment. That would be a 14-second stationary is 2 tires, my friend, for sure. Please correct me out there if I'm incorrect, but it looks like they'll take 2 tires. Wait, 4 tires, of course, 2 on each side.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, as always, to follow the NASRA 360 Racing Network. By the way, want to remind you, the second and running of the Great American Sim Race will be next year. We are doing it again. It will be, however, in January of 2026, January 5th through the 11th. The second annual NASRA 500. And, Dean, that was it was a lot of work. It was very grueling, but we definitely had a lot of fun covering that.
Oh, I told you I'm sick of Daytona. It's been Daytona. Even just before the week before, then during the whole week of Daytona, and then after this week of Daytona, we've been here back a couple of times to Daytona on the NASRA, and I've been to Daytona on the other networks as well too. For
at the Real 500 last Sunday. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just glad that we're in a different track here. We're in Vegas today. I think that I'm not. Oh, please tell me I'm not in Daytona tonight for an Australian league. Might be, actually, because that's starting up.
Hey, Jacob. Jacob and I and Dean will be joining you, though, at Daytona on Friday night. The duels at Daytona for the for Season 10 of the NASRA Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series.
Yeah, you had to remind me, didn't you, that we're going
Dean says, how dare you?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Tristan Bruce now is in P2. So solid glass mechanic stage 2.
Your Daytona nightmare continues Friday, Dean.
It does.
Your Daytona nightmare.
Friday. Andrew and Bo Tiffany, 3rd and 4th there. Jonathan Caulfield's back in practically where he started this race. But this is going to be a shootout, of course, to go all the way to the end. 72 laps remaining. They're not going to be able to go the full distance on these 4 freshies and a tank full of gasolina. But they certainly... Probably, I'd say only 1 more scheduled stop there, Wes, which means you should have 1 set of tires left for you for the remaining part of the race.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, is get ready to bring them back to the restart zone, TLC restart zone, and TLC Incorporated 225 back to green. This is the final stage of the race. 3 cautions, 2 for the end of the stages, 1 for an on-track incident in stage 1 involving Albright and Burleson. And now we race into the finish. 70 to go at the line.
I think it's going to be very, very important here for Bo Tiffany, Tristan Bruce not to let Octavia get up and do Octavia showman things and just run away at the front. They've got to keep him at bay. Lots of action further down as these drivers are scrambling for positions that they want to be keeping it. Jacob Reeves is up here at the moment, my friend, so he was running a little bit further at the back, but he's got Cody Knott, the boss man, to the side of him. Further up the road, you see the other gaggle of cars there, Robert, Matty, Dino, Justin Clapper, Jeff Merck. So start to sort themselves out for a bit of single file and a little double file action. No 3-wides too often just yet. I wouldn't expect it. The tyres still have to get up to their full operating temperature for our third and final stage that we're in right now.
Yeah, just kind of watching them right now, working back around the racetrack is Merck and Alzewski battle. Look at Jeff Merck. Love the expressions as always. Whoa! Alongside the 11, and he was loose there, diving into the corner, but Merck will clear by him.
Yep. And he's going to try to catch up to his Pookie Jr., who's up the road there. Tristan Bruce running in P3. So Merck's doing a late little run here. Whatever it is that they fixed on his number 60 car, they did. They plugged some wires in. Next up on his list is Jonathan Caulfield.
He said, help me, please, Pookie.
There he is. He's got Caulfield. It's like taking candy from a baby there, but Caulfield's on a different strategy. I think Caulfield's saved something. I think he saved some tyres up his sleeve for later on. But that might not pay out for Caulfield if we don't have that many cautions. So we'll see. It's luck of the draw, my friend. Go up to Bo Tiffany. Currently in P2. And he's been having a nice little squabble right now, Tristan Bruce.
Rondeletto up in front. And there you see Tiffany and Bruce. They've been in a stalemate for second and third. Justin Clapper now, the Daytona winner. Patiently working his way around. Solid lap for him leading.
Yep, further back, Buzzy. Some of these drivers with cams are in their thick hornet's nest of a battle. You can see Buzzy. His head's moving a little bit. That's because he's fighting with his racing rig right there. Gets to have a little bit of a breather on the straightaway, and then you're just straight into more and more corners. This doesn't have a very long straightaway here in Vegas. It's really quite short. Most of this track, it's almost... If you just take away some of that little back straight, mate, it'd be a complete oval, a complete circle. But in this case, you do have that short back stretch, and that's it. You can see it on your pictures. Is it Nellis straight away, and then you're back into a corner again. So, Wes, if you do have an itch, you don't have too much time to scratch it.
That's exactly right. Patience right now, watching him work around the racetrack again here. Wow.
Dean, that's a hard lick into the fence there. But as we've seen from Octavio, these cars can take a little whack.
A little bit of a shot, just kind of holding it in line as another lap works around.
League, Wesley, out there, asked by 10, Mr. Basketball. We've got Mr. commentating basketball in the booth here.
Just, yeah, I call a lot of basketball. You could be able to go to NASRA North American Sim Racing Association.com. That's the new website, North American Sim Racing Association.com. Click on whatever league you want to be a part of, and then click on a link. It'll send you to our Discord, and then you get hooked up with one of the admins, and they'll tell you how to sign up for it.
And lots of racing.
So there you go.
Yeah, thank you.
And we have what? The DSR Truck Series on Monday, Blanchard showing Xfinity. As that season winds down, finale at Homestead next Tuesday night. And then, of course, what do we got? NASRA Cup Series. We just started the playoffs for this series for Season 1. And then Season 10 of the NASRA C.O.P.S Truck Series, where it all started Friday night. And that'll begin the duels at Daytona.
Yeah,
and let's look at the schedule of events.
You might have time to jump into that. I'm not quite sure if the Concerns of Police Survivors is already locked in, but certainly reach out immediately. We know that the Xfinity Series will be wrapping up soon. This one will be wrapping up in a few more weeks from now, so you're not too far away from signing up to some new seasons.
Fun year ahead, no doubt about it. We're glad you're a part of it.
Where can we get Dawn out there racing as well too, so she can show how quick she is next to Jeff Merck. Probably put laps around Merckster. Right, Dawn. We should have a charity night for, you know, wives and girlfriends and friends. Get in their car and race around for a charity.
Yes.
Get your pets racing if you need to. Andrew's in pit road. We'll get all for a good charity. We'll do it for. It won't be a serious race. It'll just be a fun one. I've seen it before in another league actually, where they got wives and girlfriends and stuff in their cockpit. Turn on, you know, unlimited fast repairs, all that sort of jazz. Because it's not easy to do this if you haven't had experience.
Alzuski on pit road.
He's gotten away now, Octavio. He's got a 1.2 second gap over Tiffany there and Trisha Bruce. Jeff Merckx once again caught up. So Pookie Senior versus Pookie Junior, my friend.
It is, yes.
Right
there alongside one another. How are they going to race each other? Their teammates now supposedly are.
That'll be interesting, isn't it?
Does that new teammate relationship begin this Friday? I think it is in the C.O.P.S Truck Series. But
yeah.
It's already kind of formed.
Yeah, you got to think at the moment that they're going to start, even though they're not teammates in this series, but knowing that they're teammates, they would kind of, you want to act like that, you'd imagine, wouldn't it? But we'll see. Maybe Jeff will do a 2-for-1 special here and take both Tiffany and Trish and Bruce. He's done it before.
As we'll be friends. Go ahead. Looks on the inside of Bruce. The Caterpillar Dodge colors, if you will.
Yeah, there's the boss man at Tim. So, Brady LaBeouf has already responded to you about how there's one signing up. So, have a chat to join the Discord and have a chat to Brady. We'll sort you out.
There you go. Obviously, Brady LaBeouf, Tim basketball is the Tim McBasketball. He's the big wheel that you need to get up with, along with Cody Knott. They're the chairman of the board, if you will.
Yeah, Brady, was he going on a holiday? Brady, you can answer that question. We were asking that.
He was going on vacation. Brady said he was going on vacation and going into hiding there for a while after the NASRA 500. And then, you know, the last couple of races, we've seen him pop in. And, you know, hell, maybe he brought his iRacing rig with him on vacation.
Yeah, just like the drivers, don't they? In Daytona, we saw that during the rain delay.
Yeah, Carson
Hocevar in some league racing that they were doing, and he was like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna leave the interview because I'm gonna go back on the racing rig, getting some practice in." That's not a bad idea. Although I think one of the drivers was actually, he said that he was in a truck series because he didn't have the rating for the next gen cars.
Yeah. Jordan Durasic, to answer your question, Brady, there were no stage points in the duels. Normally, it's just a straight out, you know, whatever the distance is to the race, and basically you just line up your positions for the 500 the 250 for the following week next Friday. So no, there are no stage points or anything up for grabs in the duels. And Brady chimes in. He says, "I wish work has been kicking my you know what." So there you go. I thought he was going on vacation. Hey Brady, eat more clams. Got the eat clams in front.
I don't like clams.
Right there.
I'll take oysters. I won't take clams.
Oysters. There you go. What about the salmon? You like salmon patties?
Yeah,
salmon.
I do.
Yeah,
and I like scallops. I come from Harvey Bay in Queensland, Australia, which is the scallop kind of capital of Australia. That's beautiful scallops there, mate.
There you go. So, Jordan, there he goes. Top 5 in each duel get playoff points plus payouts, but no stage points are up for grabs. So, we'll bring it to you Friday night. Hell, it might still be a winter wonderland where I'm at. We're snowed in the Carolinas, Dean.
In the winter wonderland.
Can't stand it, man. I just cannot stand it.
Ooh,
that races this weekend.
Jeff Mack got
if it ain't rain and snow.
Bruce. We didn't quite see it there, but now he's trying to get past Bo Tiffany. I think he's saying to these other drivers out there, the old Pookie sound, mate, you know, can't let this young Argentine run away. Let me get this experienced Jeffster into the mix here and try to hunt him down before he gets too far up the road.
By the way, 50 laps to go as we just passed lap 100. And you know, Dean, think about it. Merck was possum all race long. Stayed in the back of the top 18, top 20. And now look at him up now, fighting for second place here with Bo Tiffany in front of him at the line.
I think he was sandbagging. I think
he was too.
He was sandbagging. He was just like, oh, no, I haven't got the speed and something's wrong with the car. And then bang, all of a sudden. I've said that before. Formula One drivers used to do that. They used to get on the radio. They used to complain saying, oh, the tyres are not feeling really good and I'm not comfortable. And then all of a sudden they're putting in 2 or 3 fastest laps just like that. And look at that, murky. Now, you know he's concentrating through the roof when you see his fantastic facial expressions because he knows that he hasn't cleared it just yet. He's still got Bo Tiffany on the right. His spotter would be telling you right now, not clear right, not clear right. Tell you what, Bo's not wanting to give this one up at all, my friend. They're going for it too for now. You see the car on Jeff's screen on the right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There it is. Real time.
Yeah, in real time. Look at him racing beside him. Merck's on pit road. Wow, Merck.
So this is that scheduled pit stop that we know that can't go to the end. There's 47 laps to go. That's a big stretch, you'd have to say, to take it to the end on 47 laps of tyres. They might have to do a two-stopper on that one. It snows here.
So we're seeing pit stops. Is that a strategy, do you think, Dean, to come down pit road before anyone else here? Jeff Merck's taking advantage of it, maybe.
He comes Octavio, too. It looked like he was coming. He was really using this track, I swear. Every inch of this track, he's just throwing that number 84 around. But, yeah.
Road course racing, by the way.
Speedway, sorry. Yeah, it's not a super speedway. So you can come out by yourself. You can put some banker laps in, and you're not going to be a left for dead.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you had paused there. Road course racing at Watkins Glen next Wednesday night for the second race of the playoffs of the NASRA Cup Series.
Yeah, going up
Bristol.
To New York.
There they are. And I can't believe, though, Dean, how fast this season flew by for the NASRA Cup Series. Like, it went by so fast with a blur.
And it's a long season, too. You can see that on the schedule. We're looking at We're on the 18th round here. We had so many different race winners as well, too, which is absolutely fantastic in the series. You can't see them all up there. But
well, remember, it started in October. Remember, right after my birthday, October 2nd, it started. And here it is now, all the way through the October, November, December. We did take off a little bit for Christmas. We took off the week of the NASRA 500. But then here we are now, and it's February. Going to go all the way till April when the championship's decided, the first weekend of April. Or Wednesday of April.
That's a long
April 2nd.
season, and a lot of these drivers are going to be relieved. And also, if you get yourself into those playoffs so that you can continue it all the way along, of course, you can still race if you're not in the playoffs, but you just won't be any chance of holding up the NASRA Cup Series. And sponsored by TLC Champions. These all going for it out of here. Clapper, Caulfield, Dean, Joshua, all in that battle around P5 position with Eat More Clams. Robert Walton, 66 there. Or just eat clams, not eat more clams, just eat clams.
Eat more clams, yeah, eat more clams.
Tristan Bruce is in.
Yeah, we're seeing some of the front runners now come down pit road. And I honestly think, Dean, they're trying to split up the strategy of the race here. And if you've used all your tires, you're not going to see these guys come down pit road. But these guys that are pitting now, I think it's a strategic move. They've got a new side of freshies, as our colleague Jacob Reeves calls it. And I think this could be in the favor of some of these guys who try to pull an upset. Does Ron DeLetto have a set of tires that we don't know about, or has he used his final set right now on the car?
Yeah, that's a good possibility. I mean, he's throwing that car around too, so I guarantee he's chewing through those tires tooth and nail. There's Matty coming into pit road as well. What's curious is I wanted to see coming out where Trish and Bruce came out. There he is. And where's Merck? Merck's there. So Trish and Bruce has cleared Merck. Like, quite significantly cleared Merck. Which is interesting. Octavio wrote these leaders coming in because it's interesting because of the fact that Merck came in a little bit earlier. So I'm wondering if that little undercut's going to pay off right now. Here is our race leader. This is going to be crucial. Bo Tiffany's gone in behind him. Caulfield has, Robert Walton has, Bobby Grant has. So we'll just try to see. It's not the best pit lane camera angle, but this is where Octavio gets that number 1 grid spot right behind the pace car. We'll see where he pans out to the rest of the field. More so the ones like Trish and Bruce. We'll have a look at that track map up on the screen there. So keep your eyes peeled out there for that 23 number. And where this man's going to peel out ahead. He did have a bit of a gap. There goes Jeff Merck. And the 23 of Trish and Bruce is here. And Trish and Bruce remembers at full speed. Octavio is trying to get up to full speed. And there's Octavio just up the road. You can see him. He's right next to Andrew.
Lap 111 of 150 right now.
So Octavia's actually opened up more of a gap now. Actually, it's Andrew, but this is where Andrew Olowski had a different strategy here for the Danny Hamilton throwback at number 11 here, because he pitted about 20 laps earlier on lap 91. So he's in a different situation here to both of Octavio and Tristan around him, as well as the rest of the field there, both Tiffany and so forth. So I don't think he's going to go to the end with 39 remaining. Andrew has to come in again.
Laps winding down as, again, it is Rondoletto up in front. Alzewski second. Quiet race, you know. We only had, if you think about it, Dean, one on-track accident between Albright and Burleson at the end of right about the middle point of stage 1. And other than that, that's pretty much all we've seen so far.
Yes,
so
good
a pretty
racing.
Clean race.
Absolutely fantastic racing between the drivers. As we're going to see more of it right here between both Tiffany and Trish and Bruce. They're at it again. This time around, it goes to the favour of both Tiffany. Trish and Bruce is going to be more fighting Brian Chu in his background there for the Monster. Looks like Monster Energy. It does their 51 machine with the McDonald's and the Jordan LMJ on the side of the car.
Sure is. Solid run right now for... There's Brian Chu, Monster Energy car, as you just mentioned. Now Bo Tiffany trying to get her Alzewski. This is for second. On the outside, got him, cleared him. Did he get there? Yes, he did. Give him plenty of room there also, Dean, as he clears by the 11 easily.
Yeah, it's the tyre difference for sure, too. Remember, Andrew's 20 laps older tyres on that number 11 machine. So he's just going to stretch this one out further and deeper into this one for his other next pit stop, because they got 35 laps to go and he's not going to make it there. He'll be sitting back hoping there'll probably be a caution. And if he hasn't got too many sets of tyres left, then he's got to take care of them, my friend. And there's a nice little three-way squabble happening here between Dean, Trish, and Jonathan.
Yeah, laps are winding down.
Oh, that's just, look at that. Trish is just...
It flew by quickly, too, as we mentioned. A couple of cautions for the end of the stages. An on-track accident, that was it. Cofield now up to the top 10. He's in 6th now. Cofield starting to turn up the momentum. He looked really good at the start of the race, and then he fell back, and wonder if that was strategy as well. And by the way, Merck all the way back to 17th again. Remember, there was a time where he was fighting for the lead, and then he came down pit road, and that changed everything there, Ding.
There's a lot of different strategy going on. That's why you're seeing cars just drive around. Other cars, like, stuck in gear. It's just that they're patiently allowing people to get past them. They're just taking it easier on alternative strategies. Most of these drivers, they're not all in the same pit stop lap that they came in on. There's a few laps between them, different. But you can see that they're not fighting every single position at the moment. They're willing just to yield it, just to let it up, just to pan out how it's going to come on later on. You've got to remember when you get down to about 15 laps to go, that's when you can start seriously crunching those numbers and figure out where you're going to be, because you've got to have some time to start making moves.
Yeah, time running out, no doubt, as we close in on 30 laps to go. Long green flag runs.
Octavio, because he keeps slapping the wall over and over again. He has cheat codes on. Octavio doesn't have any cheat codes on. He's just found a way of having it, let that momentum work with him in and out of the corners. I'm surprised some of the other drivers aren't doing it as well. They don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, Jimmy Coker talking about Rondeletto here, and I just think he's got a form of the way he
got to remember those
bounces off the
Argentinian
wall,
drivers
hang off the boards, if you will.
Yeah, they're running up for the Coca-Cola NASCAR E-Series and stuff like that too, so they've got to go through a lot of qualifying races and a lot of scrutineering for that. So if they're running any cheat codes, then they'll be found out pretty quickly about that. And you know that Octavio is not going to be risking all the work that him and his fellow Argentine drivers have been putting in to get up the top there, just to get disqualified for cheating. That wouldn't be the case.
Yeah, Rondeletto down the Nella straightaway. Solid run for him. He is looking for another win in the NASRA Cup Series if he pulls it off.
And remember, he won't be in the playoffs.
He's not eligible for the playoffs. No. That's right. Remember that. He's not eligible to advance to the championship.
Yeah,
12.
If you want to know that reason why out there, it's because he is a part-time driver. As we're seeing, Andrew coming in, Tristan Bruce coming in, Brandon Schumann coming in, Matty coming in. So this is scheduled.
Yeah, Octavio Rondeletto is a part-time racer, meaning that he's not eligible to advance to the playoffs. He did not advance to the playoffs. He's already got 2 wins on the year. He won in Atlanta, and he won at Texas. Those tracks are very similar. And obviously right now, Dean, another sister track to those facilities is Vegas. Though it's not the double dogleg, it's the tri-oval here at Vegas. He is looking to win that one, and it will be his 3rd win of the season as a non-playoff contender.
Yeah, this is all good practice for him. Even though he can't win the championship, he's still racing out here with the top guns, and that's experience. And no way better to get experience, really. You can get out there and do your creator session and do warm-up laps and all that sort of stuff, but when you're in racing conditions, it's a whole different ballgame. And he's well on his way, isn't he? Yellow. Series by doing it. But
we got a caution. We got a caution somewhere.
Andrew.
No, Alzuski in the wrong direction.
Wow, this
crashing in between turn number 3 and 4. Alzuski puts out a serve pro caution, and this changes everything with the closing in on 25 to go.
It will. It'll be a Fred cheap pit stop for some of those drivers that haven't gone down a pit road just yet. And what about the ones that did? He's just started to lose it already, hasn't it? And then the 52 had nowhere to go, got into him.
Yeah, just simply went around there. Alzuski from Rockford, Illinois, putting us under caution. Here's another look at it again. By the way, pulse poppers for the instant replay coverage. Schumann is there, showing with a little shove there to help him out. But Alzuski had already went around, and Schumann had nowhere to go, got in the left rear.
Yeah, you have a look.
The one you crave with a Dr. Pepper 52 car. Yeah. There it is again. Yeah, see, Alzuski's already around. Yeah. Nowhere to go for Schumann. He just kind of gives him an assist in the left rear to help send him around, because Schumann couldn't go nowhere in the process, Dean.
And on top of it, well, this will be interesting because he just came out of pit road. So they were full freshies on there. Just didn't get the temperature into him, I imagine. Hit the loud pedal, and the car just disagreed. So another run of the pit stop for these drivers that just came down to pit road. Everybody's coming down. Maybe Jeff Merck might not.
Everybody's pitting.
Maybe.
I mean, everybody is pitting. under 25 to go, and fourth caution of the race. 2 for on-track accidents, 2 for the end of the stages, and Rondeletto in his pit box first. He will exit Dean first as we go to break, and we settle up a 25-lap shootout coming up in the opening playoff round of the NASRA Cup Series at the TLC 225. Here's Bob with a word about the company.
Hey, Bob Carter with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
Back here at Vegas Sim City, opening round of the playoffs for the NASRA Cup Series, presented by TLC Incorporated and Premier Racing Setups. Dean Hopton, I'm Wesley Outland. All right, Dean, so now you've got a 20-lap shootout, I think, forthcoming, and I think it's everything on the table, right? We're in Vegas. You're going to roll the dice here. It's time to declare checkmate on the field.
I think if you want to win it, somebody's got to get past Octavio. That's going to be the key here. He gets away with it. He's going to have a lead, and it's going to be very difficult. It's switched things around at the moment, too, because you got some new names up here. You got Tony, we just saw before there, Robert Walton. You got Joshua here. He's up 16 places. Jonathan Caulfield's still lurking around a couple places down from where he started. Brian Chu. How's this? Jacob now in the 9th place.
That's right, yeah.
So after
Mark
running
back in the top 12.
Back in
there he is up top.
Clapper. But the thing is, the biggest thing around that one is that Tristan Bruce, by taking that pit stop a little bit earlier, he's a lap down now. That's the 23.
Yeah.
So a few of these drivers, Michael Larch, remember he was running up the front for quite a bit. Andrew, we just saw with that moment. Maddie down here, they're a lap down. And so
15.
just like that, isn't it? And what happens?
Yeah, 15 cars on the lead lap. And as Dean said, you are in it to win it if you're on the lead lap here. Because anything can happen here at virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway here at Sim City. Working the end of our 4th Serve Pro caution.
We're not really here?
And
I thought we were here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful view, by the way. Love that track.
That's from my blimp that I put up there earlier. So, yeah, I like it. So.
The NASRA Stars and Stripes of Dean's blimp high above the track.
It's my drone I got up there earlier.
Hey, do we got some static cameras? Can we crank it up? We haven't. I don't think we've done that tonight.
We don't have any for this track. My apologies, my friend.
No statics. No. Okay,
no
you're
statics.
Fired. No. Rondeletto and Tiffany on the front row as we get ready to settle you in for a 21-lap shootout here in the TLC 225. Don't forget, next week, round 2 of the playoffs in the round of 20 will be at Watkins Glen. Then we go to Bristol. Green is back out. Ready to settle it here in Sim City. TLC restart zone. Sprinklers are spinning and the cars are grinning. We're back underway.
And Wesley's a poet. I didn't even know it. 3 wide. Back here already. Well, they know that they're going for it here, my friend. So I don't know. Cautions breed cautions. It could be seeing some of these drivers just throwing it all around here. It's going to come down to what do we know about their tyres? We just know they all went on the pit load there, but we don't know who's got the full freshies, the freshies of them all, who's got what it takes.
Who saved? Who didn't? Who's got new tires? By the way, we go side by side for a Premier Racing Setups. 20 to go. Left here in Vegas. Mentioned, by the way, Premier Racing Setups. You get 15% off of your order if you mention NASRA. 15% goes into also NASRA's pocket from Premier Racing Setups. Be a big thanks to them. 20 remaining, 19 now at the line. Octavio Rondoletto, the showman, he has been the top dog here at Vegas all night long. And you can see, as I feel, Dean, as the green flag fell, the energy has just amped up the intensity of these guys. They know it's go time now, and it's time to get while the getting's good.
Oh, they have, absolutely. And he's just, there's a wreck and there's a big one. I kind of knew it was going to happen.
I mean, you could just feel the intensity taking place as Burleson and others wreck going down the back straightaway. Burleson, Joshua Corner.
Oh, no. Joshua Corner doing such a fantastic job.
Man!
I don't know this. Somehow the cooler's still attached to the chassis of that car. I don't think it's got an engine in it. It's got no engine in it. Look. Oh, no, it's there. But it's dinged up pretty bad. That must have been a hard lick for Joshua.
Yeah, the engine's under the roll bar of the front clip. So, caution out though. Here's a replay. Like I said, you could just feel the intensity happening. Right, Robert Walton eat clams. I think he ate too much.
That's Jacob into him.
Jacob Reeves into Robert Walton, and then wow, nowhere to go for corner. Mark got a piece of it. Jeff Mark, did he get away? I think he did. Wow.
So that's
did they call the EOL on Jacob Reeves?
I don't know. We'll go back and have a look where Jacob is currently. Just looking for Jacob here.
He's in the 57 right there. Yeah, right so on the inside.
Just gets into him, doesn't he? Bang, and that causes this big wreck behind.
Wow! Look at corner up in the air, comes back down, completely shreds the front hood of the car.
Who was the other one that took that hard lick?
Corner and Robert Walton, the 66.
Robert Walton. Let's go back and have a look at Robert.
Let's see what happened to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corner into Walton. Bang. Walton nowhere to go in the USA clams machine into the wall. Wow.
He was having a good run as well too. So both of those drivers, Joshua and Robert, some damage, and I think Merck was okay. Let's go back to the live pictures. So there is Joshua down on some pit road with some serious damage. So is Robert Walton. He might be able to get that fixed up. Tristan Bruce has come back down the pit road again. That's interesting. Maybe Tristan Bruce did have a set up his sleeve, so he'll be electing to use that one. He is I believe he's still a lap down. And Jacob Reeves has survived all this, but we don't know whether or not Race Control is going to give him an EOL for that, because he did get in to the back there of Robert. So
yeah, that's right.
They will be looking at that one. Mr. Justin White, our Race Control this evening, will be looking at that one from different angles and things like that. Maybe on the radio, asking what Jacob Reeves' perspective of it, asking Robert's perspective of it. That's all we know for now. 16 to go. Yes, look, yeah, Jacob's going down to the inside apron. I think he's been sent the
EOL. EOL penalty coming for Jacob Reeves, as they're going to say he got into him. Yeah.
Just like when Jacob looked like he was going to have a good solid top 10 finish here, he's got a bit of work to do now. The caution is super caution, so I wouldn't say you're certainly not out of it being at the back of the field.
So here's the deal. He goes to the end of the line. Reeves does go to the EOL penalty, and he's right now in 13th or 14th when we come back for the restart. So it is a penalty, but it's not that big of a penalty because he was kind of already mired in the top 10 anyway. He only lost about 2 spots in the process.
He's still on the lead lap, which is crucial too, because JJ, Matty, Andrew, they're all a lap down. So that's on his favor here. But you can see Jacob Reeves needs his crucial points because he is on the cusp line here in the Sweet 20.
Yeah, he's in 12th, and he would transfer. Win for one of these drivers in the top 20 on advances them into the semifinals. As we wrap up our 5th Serve Pro caution. Fire, water, cleanup, and restoration, taking something that needs to be completely restored, look brand new all over again. That is Serve Pro. More details at servepro.com. 15 laps to go. 14 cars in it to win it at Vegas as we go back to green in the TLC restart zone of the TLC 225.
Octavio got a good launch again, so he's up the road there knowing he can control and dominate this race if he continues on that performance. We just see it there from Joshua, so there goes his race, unfortunately. 8 minutes of repairs.
And they go right back to 3 wide again. Look at him in the back there, Dean.
I got it, my friend. It's certainly building up for a showdown here.
Garrett, not in the MTV car. Now in the Bass Pro 19. He's flying to the front. He's up to 8th here.
Yep, he's got a clear Merc. You're going to get past all that gaggle of cars behind you because that's where the hot zone is. But how's this Coldfield in the lead? He's taken Octavio. We thought it was Octavio's race, but here's Coldfield doing Coldfield things of late. Bingo. P1, 14 to go.
2 out of 3 if he wins tonight. He won on Monday in the DSR Truck Series.
Wow. I got a feeling that maybe Octavio's floating with the wall had floated a little bit too hard and he took a hard lick there. We have another caution.
And the late race cautions happen now as another one out with 13 to go.
Now, I don't see particularly...
I'm trying to figure what happened here.
I don't see anybody slow on the racetrack. Maybe 63.
Is it Clapper? Clapper, yeah. Justin Clapper, maybe?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, the Daytona winner from last week. There he is, the Mania Club. Wow.
He's got the car behind him as well, too. I think that's Matty. They must have come together, mate. Go back and have a look. I think it had, actually. Showing me that Justin Clapper's gone off the track here somewhere, but let's have a look.
There's Garrett. Remember we talked about Matthew Garrett climbing to the front. Is it Jeff Merck? Wow, Jeff Merck.
Pookie got into Justin.
Jeff Merck into Justin Clapper. Let's see on the ride with Clapper what happened from here. Because he's in the grass. Hold on.
No.
Wow. Oh, what a crash. Wow. Albright and Alzewski. Unbelievable.
Chase is on his lid. That's a big one. All right, if you hide your
on board with a 49, this will be fun. Watch this, Albright.
Oh.
I mean, he just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he couldn't foresee that coming, isn't it? Because he's clear. You would have thought he's absolutely clear on the right-hand side. It just looked perfectly fine.
Alzewski had a pretty crazy ride. Let's go on board with the 11. Watch this on the 11 car. Alzewski.
So it's down the inside there. You think it cleared, gets tagged.
Is that Bruce? I think Tristan Bruce sent Clapper up in the air. And into the pack into Alzewski and Albright. Watch this. Yes, it is. Tristan Bruce, Pookie Jr. Look at this. Nowhere to go. Look. Oh, no.
Yeah. And then he continues on, so I think he's fine there, but that's where all the pile up.
So now we go on board with Justin Clapper. This will be interesting, and I would say let's go on board on the front camera and then the rear camera.
Well, that's
in real time. Here it is.
Yeah. Whoa, look at the air time. The 49 got
before
he hit the lid.
From the rear end camera of Justin Clapper. Watch this. This will be crazy. Hold on.
That's where Trisha Bruce goes right into him. Bingo.
Wow.
And so who was that up in the lid? That's Chase, right? So that's the one that's a really scary moment.
Chase Albright, the 49. He's the one that got airborne. Watch it on board again. One more time. Albright.
Boom. Right up in the catch fence.
Wow.
Look at the air time. Look at that.
Man, what a tough break for Albright, Alzewski, Clapper, and of course the man Tristan Bruce that got into the back end of the 63. All cars involved, and that is probably our craziest crash of the TLC 225 playoffs so far tonight.
Jordan's asking if Octavio is going to be racing on Fridays nights.
I don't know. I really don't know. We'll ask him if we speak to him in Victory Lane.
Are you worried he's going to try to take away your crown, Mr. Jordan?
Jordan, Jurassic.
Are you back, Jordan? Or you're in
reigning
Korea,
champion.
Right?
He's in Korea. He's still in Korea. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to be racing from Korea?
I mean, probably so. We'll see. He's got to defend his title, right?
Yes, he does.
9 laps to go when they come back to the TLC Inc. restart zone. And now Cofield and Rondoletto. Argentina and Alabama. War Eagle on the inside as we come back to green at Vegas. 9 remaining. And boy, Cofield got a great launch on Rondoletto.
Yeah, so did Chew. So Chew's got him as well. Rondoletto's going to have to do a little bit of fighting here. Look out for Matthew.
Wow.
And Buzzy in the background as well, too, as they go for a 2 for now. But what a launch that Cofield got at the moment. Give him a little bit of breathing space for now.
And I'll tell you what, Dean, it looked like Rondoletto just did not get a good launch on the restart. And it shows. Look at this on the inside. Garrett now going to second around Rondoletto.
Yeah, Buzzy's come up here too. You know what Buzzy needs, my friend? I'll have to give him some sort of script on there, but he can change the lights on his wall there. So when it's green, it goes green. When it's yellow, it'll flash yellow. Yep. There's a little plug-in you can do.
7 remaining at the line, and we're 3 wide. They're bouncing off one another.
Getting into it.
Larch, Von Gold, Tiffany up high. Schumann up high. Rondoletto in the wall again as he goes after Chew on the inside in 1.
Yeah, it's now Cofield at the moment, right up at front. Huge gap, actually. Half a second already after a caution. There's Matty, and there's Chew. And look at that. Octavio from dominating this race at the moment, holding on barely to P4 as the rest of the pack are coming around here thick and fast behind him.
Laps winding down. Now 6 to go.
Wow.
Track is a mile and a half. It flies by fast. We're 3 wide again. Hold on there, Johnson. Schumann. And Tiffany starting to free fall back here a little bit in the 35, Dean.
Yep.
5 to go this time by at the line.
And guess who's back with a vengeance? Jacob Reeves.
7th.
Ignoring that penalty, not letting it get to him. On the inside currently at the moment of Bo Tiffany fighting out for 2 for now for championship spots to be guaranteed.
Jacob up to now 6th. Trying to battle Rondoletto. Schumann and Tiffany side by side. With 5 to go, Dean, I wonder if Rondoletto didn't have any tires left. He's used up his tires. He's fallen back.
Yep, that's a good possibility. He's going up to the high fence at the moment where he's been good all night, but it's not working out for him because he's not getting the traction. Jacob Reeves gets around the outside. Jacob up into P5.
Yeah.
Buzzy up the road making a rampage run too. He's in the back there at Brian Chu. But yeah, that's come down to that situation, isn't it? Matthew Garnett and Brian Chu looking very comfortable out there on the racetrack. Those cars aren't loose. Indicates to me those 4 freshies are working fantastic for him. Cofield in the lead.
And while that goes on, Jonathan Cofield has about a half-second lead over Matthew Garrett. There's the Bass Pro Shops Club 19 trying to reel in Cofield. 3 laps to go here at Vegas.
I think he's got this one as long as Cofield doesn't make a mistake, or if we don't have another caution, nobody's going to catch him. Matthew's going to chase him down. At the moment, Cofield's going to be his own enemy. If he gets in that fence and it's a little bit too hard, he may let that race win slip away from his fingers at the moment. But a big battle for P2, he's still drawing up here.
We mentioned, obviously, Rondoletto, Texas and Atlanta, where he won. And now Cofield is trying to get his 2nd win of the season. He did get into the playoffs at winning at Charlotte. And Charlotte and Vegas are sister tracks as well of the SMI family. As Chew and Larch now go at it.
Got Matthew.
That's Larch, a lap machine in front. Meanwhile, Cofield comes to the line. He'll see the white flag, Dean. 1 more lap to go. Jonathan Cofield, he's about to win again.
Yep, he's going to get the Darren's Detail and Shine 1 to go, and it's looking pretty strong for him down on the backstretch right now for the final time.
Wow.
And get himself a nice little lock into the next round of the championship.
He'll advance.
Yes,
he'll go to the semifinals. as here he works off 3 and 4. Winner of the first ever playoff race of the NASRA Cup Series. War Eagle, Auburn fan, Mumford, Alabama's Jonathan Cofield wins here at Vegas in the TLC 225.
And a good, strong performance from Matthew behind him. How's that for up 21 places for the 19? Wasn't even running up the front very much there for the Bass Pro Shops, but he gets the job done there. Brian Chu, solid performance from him. P3. Buzzy, another great performance. P4, 40 positions up, and of course you can't give it to the redneck announcer. How's that? Throwing an EOL at him for getting into another driver before, but didn't stop him. Didn't stop him. He ended up picking up the pieces there and getting the job done. But Caulfield.
Matthew Garrett, another solid run for him. We'll hear what he's got to say about the race. He'll finish in second position. Brian Chu and Jacob again. Got back on the high horse when it counted. Climbed 14 spots at the end after being put to the back, and on the EOL penalty when he got into Walton, he finishes in the top 5. What a finish! Jacob Reeves, Buzzy Mongold too.
That's what it's all about, my friend. You got to be in it to win it. You got to be at the right place at the right time. And as we heard from Justin White, it was about those tires, and we'll find out from those drivers, no doubt, about who had the best tires in town, how they get the job done. Let's have a look at our results.
Here's the results of tonight's race. From Vegas, there it is. Jonathan Cofield, the winner. Matthew Garrett will finish second. Brian Chu, third. Buzzy Mongold. Jacob Reeves, a solid top 5 finish for our redneck announcer, broadcast colleague of NASRA. Matt Holmes, Octavio Rondeletto. I think the showman ran out of talent with the tires going away there in that last restart. He'll end up finishing 7th. Brandon Schumann, 8th. Bo Tiffany, and even Tristan Bruce, Pookie Jr. will get a top 10. Pookie Sr., Jeff Merck will finish 11th. And Jackson Wade, your top 12. Tony Burleson on the lead lap, even after flying through the air earlier, having an incident. Dean Gagliano, Justin Clapper, last car on the lead lap. Michael Larch, Jeffrey Johnson, Cody Knott, top 18. Andrew Alzewski. Chase Albright was the car that flew through the air. My apologies. Burleson was involved in an earlier caution. Robert Walton there, top 20. Then it's Corner, Grant, and Jared Poole. A tough night for Jared Poole, having to finish in the last position there. Man, a little Thin Lizzy playing in the background. The boys are back in town in the NASRA Cup Series playoffs. And tonight at Vegas, Alabama's Jonathan Cofield gets the win. We will chat with him and the others for post-race next.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited it in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out, take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If you have an outdoor project that we could help you with, we have 0% financing for a year. So if you have a project, you won't be using your money, why not use our money? It doesn't cost you anything. Now's the time to be thinking about that project you always wanted to get done. It might be a lawn sprinkler, might be outdoor lighting, might be drainage, and or maybe outdoor holiday lighting that you need help with. Now's the time to be thinking about that. Give us a call at the office, 410-721-2342, or hit the link below to find out more about TLC's financing options.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race.
let's take it down to the booth and get updated and what's going on.
Back here at Vegas Sim City, as they call it, and it is in the books again for the first ever playoff race of the NASRA Cup Series, and the winner is Mumford, Alabama's Jonathan Cofield here this evening in the TLC 225. Dean Hopton, I'm Wesley Outland. And Jonathan, man, you've had a pretty darn good week. Congratulations, another win here.
Appreciate it. Hope somebody don't turn my horseshoe over no time soon.
Yeah, what is that? 2 out of 3, I think now, right? 2 out of 3 wins this week for you.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yes, sir. And a good run last night, obviously, at the Glen, but you were up in there in the front making noise there. But I'll tell you what's your take of this car? How fun was it working around Vegas? And, man, it seemed like it was a very calm Triple C's race, right? Calm, cool, collected until that third final stage, and probably with about 25 laps to go. And then the racing really amped up there at the end.
Yeah, it was a good race overall. Fuel and tires played a big part in it. We saved the set. Everybody that was in the Discord with us, we saved the set, almost went a lap down during the second stage. But had that late caution there, and I went in the pits third and come out seventh. I was like, somebody ain't got no tires, or they took 2 or something like that, So went green, and I think we run 2 or 3 laps there, and I had made it from 7th to 2nd, and I was like, yeah, ain't nobody got no tires. So luckily, I ain't never really been good at strategy racing, but this one played out.
Well, buddy, congratulations to you. Dean, you got a question for the winner, Mr. Cofield?
In that first pit stop, did you only take 2? As you ended up getting track position after that one? Was that?
Yeah, the first stop we didn't take any. The second stop, I was gonna try to make it to stage 2 without taking right sides, but ended up we was gonna take fuel only and just run the last 20 laps, but my right front wore too much. So ended up having to take right side only and a little bit of fuel to get to stage 2. And then we had that pit stop, and I went in and took my left side tires. So it was a little wonky. We fell back a little bit there. So.
Well, buddy, before we let you go, Jonathan, please thank your sponsors. By the way, Auburn is in the lead, 53-45 over Arkansas right now, holding on that #1 spot in the nation. So, yeah.
Keep going, baby. War Eagle.
They're not good in football, but they're good in basketball.
I know it. We'll catch up.
Well, buddy, thank your sponsors, and we'll see you next week, buddy. Hey, and most importantly, you're in the semifinals.
Yeah. Moving on up. So, I like these cars. The Gen 4 cars, I really like them. The Gen 6, I don't get to drive a lot, and I know the iRacing's a little, they ain't got them up to date. The setups are a little old, stuff like that. But the next gen and the Gen 4s I really like. So.
Well, buddy, congratulations to you, Jonathan Cofield. He is the winner here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. First ever Cup Series winner it is of the NASRA Cup Series, Jonathan Cofield. Let's grab second place now. Man, the MTV car on the side tonight, on the way side, and instead he drove the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats entry. And Matthew Garrett, you will finish second. Where is the MTV car, though? I want my MTV.
Yeah, we want our MTV.
Well, we like to keep everybody interested at home watching, and we'll run a different scheme now and again. But the 3 major ones are the Bass Pro, the MTV, and the GM car.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, man, you'll finish second. You're taking this race. Good solid run for you there in that Black 19.
Yeah, I tell you, with these races, you need a lot of luck. And it went our way for a change. It's been a rough season, but this is now the playoffs. Every race counts. There are no more mulligans from here on out.
Dean, you got anything for Mr. Garrett?
I was going to say, you guys were running at the back for most of the field, and more importantly, you started running up the front with all those pit stops and situations all panning out in your favor. Still had to have the race pace, of course. You still have the race speed, avoided any possible incidents, and when it counts, my friend, you bring it home in that nice P2 positions. Remember, 21 positions gain, biggest gainer so far overall in the field, no problemo. Must be pretty happy with that, my friend, because, yep, you will be definitely getting yourself through to the having a look at the playoffs. There it is there. So you were right in the red, and I think this P2 result's going to definitely boost you up there for the Sweet 20.
Yeah, we're real happy with the finish today. You know, last week we led the most laps in that race. We didn't get the finish we deserved, but that's the way these races go. These organizers, they make these races a certain distance and give us a certain amount of tires, and it forces us to come up with the correct strategy. And as you saw, everybody was on a different strategy today, and it was fun to watch who picked the right strategy and who ended up where at the end there. It was a lot of fun.
Well, buddy, obviously a good solid run for you, man. How do you think you're going to do in the playoffs here? And before we let you go, also segue that to thank your sponsors.
Well, last format I was in, me and Tristan Bruce raced it out for the championship, and I wouldn't mind seeing the same thing happen.
There you go. Sponsors, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, first and foremost, Sean, my spotter, he spotted me and Robbie Walton, the fan favorite today. Robbie didn't get the finish he wanted. Got caught up in a little incident there, but everybody involved in the broadcast, you guys do a fantastic job. One of the best broadcasts out there. And, of course, all the sponsors that support us. We couldn't do it without them.
Thank you, buddy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Garrett from New Egypt, New Jersey will finish in the number 2 position. And finally, we will grab Brian Chew. Brian, I always call you Mr. Restrictor Plate because you never count you out at the road courses, right? But when it is said and done here tonight, though, you get a podium here at Vegas. How you feeling about that and your take of the race here?
Yeah. I mean, play tracks for sure. Actually, I was in Daytona all of last week for Speed Weeks I go every year. So that's where I was last week. So I got my plate full there. I do like Vegas, but going back to what you guys were talking about with Cofield, I mean, we were in the same chat, teammates. I didn't take tires until stage 2, and luckily I was the lucky dog, and that kind of saved me and got me back on the strategy I wanted to be on because I had an extra set, or we had an extra set over, I think, half the field there, and actually it was going good. I was going to split my stops up evenly, and I'd made the first stop. I was going to come down, take that last set of tires, and maybe a couple laps after that caution to come out. So I was sitting pretty. I think I still was going to finish top 5, but yeah, I mean, got a little hairy there at the end, and fortunately Cofield was up there, and Garrett got by me, or 19 got by me. So it's I wanted to have a 1-2 there, but podium. It's been a while. I'll take it. It's not a plate track, so it's not just a plate racer for me. I can do it at some other tracks, I guess. But yeah, I'm happy with the results for sure.
Dean, you got anything for our buddy Brian Chew there, finishing in the third spot, boss?
I don't. I think Brian answered the interviews of the questions that I had for you, Brian. So good on you.
I gave you all the right answers.
You gave us all the right answers. I was going to ask you about
Everything
pit
you
stop
needed,
strategies
for
and everything,
sure.
and you already answered it for me. So thank you.
Yeah, but we're looking forward to. Yeah, I guess we got another for Friday trucks going to Daytona, so we'll see how I can do over there at Daytona,
There you
my
go.
favorite track. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, real happy to start the playoffs with the podium and get a little momentum going, and we'll see how next week goes, man.
Carry that momentum into the next one, and for sure, no doubt about it. But before we let you go, please thank your sponsors, and we'll see you next week. Next week at road coursing at Watkins Glen.
Oh man, why'd you tell me that? But yeah, TLC, thanks for putting on the show, and everyone at NASRA, and for me, Dan Gobble, DSR Electric, thanks for helping me out with the series, and over on Monday and Friday night as well. Thanks for Blue Line guys tonight. Josh wasn't here, but thanks Cofield and Jake Reeves and Triple J, Jeff Johnson Jr. for teammates there tonight. My dad at Wallpaper World, he puts on some of my sponsorship as well. And then I want to give a quick shout out because I don't think I've had an interview, but a couple weeks ago my sister passed away, so I just want to,
Oh man,
just say, love you, sis, and hope you're watching from up above, and we'll go try to get some more wins for you.
Yeah, man. Well, sorry for your loss, definitely, man. And in our thoughts and prayers, definitely for our NASRA family driver, Brian Chew. Ladies and gentlemen, he'll finish in the number 3 position on that Monster Energy number 51 That, of course, is Mr. Bryant. You always
Good
call
for
him
him.
Mr. Restrictor Plate. Jacob Reeves, a solid top 5 for you. The only reason I'm talking to you is because we work together a lot. But you're taking this race tonight in Vegas, sir. You'll finish in 5th.
Well, I was down there talking to Justin about this, about that EOL penalty that I had, and we were trying to get that straightened out and everything else. But we see it a little bit different, I guess. But the only thing that really saved me was
what do you see?
Everybody.
What do you see? What do you see?
This is what it is. I mean, if you back it up a little bit, you'll see kind of where I'm going with this right here, because I'm painting the white line. And,
okay, go ahead.
Me and Justin's talked about this. I'm painting the white line. I'm on fresh tires. Walton's on old tires. I'm painting the white line. Walton comes all the way from the middle lane and then comes down across my nose while I'm in full sim mode.
Oh, wow.
And so he's already coming down while I'm still painting the white line. And they gave me the EOL because I should have lifted to fight another day. And I'm not trying to throw Justin under the bus. I wasn't planning on really getting an interview tonight, but I mean, I hate that everybody else got caught up in it. Everybody else that did. But at the same time, in those instances, the way I look at it, it's hard for you to lift, because if you lift, then you got guys behind you like Buzzy. He was on fresh tires. If I lift, he's going to shoot around the outside, and then I got to work my tail off to try to get back by him. And we were both in kind of the same Justin had a reasoning by it.
Can we rewind it and go to a full car view, not on board, but actually just like from a camera angle right here, maybe like from this angle right here, maybe.
I can get
but I'm not going to sit here and try to throw anybody under the bus or anything like that. But what got me was that he was sitting there saying I was up top and I was trying to save tires. Well, if you're doing anything,
you're clearly on the bottom. You're clearly on the bottom. I mean,
but he's sitting there saying I'm trying to save tires, and then you run right through me. Well, I mean, if I would have run right through you, you would have been right there in the middle lane. I would have ran over you. But it is what it is. I got the EOL, and like I said, I just got lucky that everybody else was on old stuff, and I was able to drive up through there, like a redheaded stepchild, and pretty much just drove back up through there and got us a top 5 out of it. And I wish we would have been on the podium, but I mean, top 5 doesn't hurt, especially with the night that we had. I mean, we struggled all night long. We sucked. I'll just be honest with you.
So Jacob, if they overturn this EOL penalty, if they overturn it, the NASRA board overturns it, what will that do for you? Like, what does that really change in the race if they overturn the penalty?
I mean, it ain't really going to overturn nothing, really. I mean, it can't, because you got, Cofield was up there, Chew was up there, and I think Garrett, he got second. I can't, they're not going to give me back, where I would have finished. So they got to give me, where I finished at. So it doesn't really change anything. I mean, if anything, I'll start the back next week at Watkins Glen, which would suck for that. But I mean,
so there is something to fight for, and have the peace of mind of saying, hey, I'm innocent here. I was holding my line. Walton came down on me, and I had no other choice but to hit the left rear of the 66. I mean, you could blatantly see clear on the replay here. And obviously, as I've always said numerous times, we're not we're just broadcasters. We're not officials here. But I mean, obviously, indeed, we've said this several times as well. When it happens in real time, you say something maybe, and then once you go back and you look at it and you see it from different angles, you might say, oh, well, no, wait a minute. Maybe it happened this way, or maybe it looks like it went out that way. So hopefully it'll work out. You get justice, Jacob Reeves. You get justice for the redneck announcer.
Well, I mean, if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. But I mean, still solid top 5. I mean, like I said, we didn't get any stage points or nothing, but we come out on the better end than a lot of guys that was in the field that we were trying to race in the playoffs. So
yeah.
We'll come out with a top 5, I guess. We'll lick our wounds and go to the road course next week, and hope we get a little bit of luck out of that one anyway. Maybe. I guess what it is now, I guess, is that when people chop block you, I guess you got to lift, or you got to get the EOL. But it is what it is. I mean, we'll take it. We'll run with it, and we'll just be happy with a top 5. I mean, it could have been, like I said, it could have been a lot worse. We could have finished outside the top 15 and got the worst points that we probably could have. We got some points out of it tonight, one way or another.
For one more time, I'm going to play it.
Go ahead, Dean. Show us it again one more time.
Speed now, so we're going to see how much time that you have to, and I believe you should lift. So I know that's not the easiest thing to do because you're going to go full speed up on the inside here right now. But we're just trying to give you see whether you got enough time. See him coming down. Yeah, you would have had enough time to lift there, Jacob. Sorry, my bad on that one. I'm just going to call it as it is because it didn't really sharply come across. But I think Dean's just trying to start beef.
I think Dean's just trying to start beef, Jacob.
I think he is. He does that. He does that sometimes. He likes to start beef.
If you're on a motorway and somebody does a brake check you in real life, your insurance is going to say that you're at fault for not stopping. So that's the way it works in the real world. But
wow.
You are correct on that one that you did clearly have the speed and the tires. Other drivers should also be aware of that too. But it's 6.
But you still think he should have lifted, though, Dean? You still think he should have lifted?
Lifting maybe you might not got into him. You would have had to spoil some of that speed that you had, but you would have been, not destroying his race as well too officially, which is the reason why they give you an EOL.
I ain't trying to be a jerk here or dispute this, but I'm going to tell you, I'm not in no way a racer. I'm a broadcaster, but if I was iRacing or in real life, you come down and chop block on me on the bottom of the racetrack, I'm going to run the hell over you. I'm being honest with you. I'm going to hold my line. I'm not going to lift. You come down on me, and I'm going to send it. So I guess we have differences of opinion on this, though. So
apparently the precedent has been set on that one, so I guess we can't do that anymore. So,
in other news, though, buddy, season 10 NASRA C.O.P.S Truck Series. We're looking forward to Friday night, my friend, at Daytona.
Yeah. I mean, we absolutely are. I mean, we got a lot of great guys coming back. Obviously, Jordan Jurassic won the championship last season. Could be in prime position to try to go back to back. Yeah, absolutely, from Korea right now. So, he's dealing with that time zone kind of like Dean does, obviously. And then Jeff Merck trying to get back to his old winning ways, try to get back in it. Adam Newton, obviously Keith Bradley, all those guys. Some of the big dogs, obviously, the Premier Series with NASRA. Getting kicked back off with the duels at Daytona this Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, y'all. Tune in. It's going to be a good one.
Thank you very much, Jacob, and we'll holler at you later, buddy. Go back down to your powwow meeting. I think they're waiting on you. So
I think they already left, but I do want to give a quick shout out to all the sponsors and everything. Obviously, the Door Banging Download, Spotify, Apple Podcast. New episode should be coming out tomorrow night. Lucas Lyons, DSR Electric Truck Series Daytona winner. He'll be on the show, hopefully. Obviously, DSR Electric for everything they do, 213 Somewhere, Premier Racing Setups. The good Lord up above for giving me the ability and the funding to be able to do this. My wife, my dad, David Dean. We're going to see him tomorrow, do an anatomy ultrasound on him and get to measure all the dimensions on the little redneck announcer. So that'll be pretty cool. And you guys, obviously, I mean, Wesley and Dean, I mean, I work with y'all throughout the week. I mean, I know the grind that it is broadcasting and everything else. And Justin White for doing the deal here with the NASRA Cup Series, and Brady and Cody, and just everybody in NASRA. I mean, even though we felt like we might have got screwed tonight, it's still one of the best leagues to be a part of, the North American Sim Racing Association.
Thank you very much. There you go, Jacob Reeves telling it like it is, and we always appreciate him. He will be in the booth with yours truly and Dean on Friday for season 10 of the duels at Daytona. Dean, your final take of tonight here at Vegas. It had a little bit of everything. Some good runs, some quiet runs, long green flag runs, and then those wild cautions there at the end when it's all said and done. Alabama's Jonathan Cofield gets a big win here, and he advances automatically to the semifinals. No matter what happens at Watkins Glen or Bristol, Cofield is in the semifinals of the Fast 12.
It came down to strategy. That's what Justin said at the top of the hour, and that's what it came down to at the end. Because remember, Octavia was running up the front. Looked like he was going to run away with this one. But East tires didn't run away with the car with him, and it forced him, as both Tiffany and a few of the other drivers as well, who didn't have enough at the end to bring it home. But the strategy pays out. Number 58 masterminded it. Jonathan Caulfield got the job done.
Sounds like I hear the Beef It's What's for Dinner theme in the background there. So a little Western music going on there. I always enjoy working with the redneck announcer, Jacob Reeves. And, of course, him on the track tonight, but always fun when Biggles, Dean Hopton, and I are able to share, and anchor the broadcast as well. And it sounded good not being mobily as well, right? Being back in studio again. There it is, Jonathan Caulfield, winner tonight here at Vegas. We'll see you next week at Watkins Glen, and we'll also look forward to seeing you Friday at Daytona. For Mr., of course, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, everybody behind NASRA, Mr. Biggles, Dean Hopton, I'm Wesley Outland. Be good to one another. If you're in the winter weather, be safe in the Carolinas, wherever the snowstorm is. Stay warm, and we will see you Friday for the Duels Season 10 NASRA Cops Trucks at Daytona. Good evening, and congratulations again to Jonathan Caulfield. War Eagle, I'll say it again for you, buddy. He wins here at the TLC 225.